The emerald cliffs on the southern coast had been giving way for 3 seasons, losing 2 and 3 meters of their face to the sea's persistence each winter, and what had begun as a geological note in the coastal survey had become a practical crisis. The coastal path was 40 meters closer to the cliff's edge than when it was built, and below the path lived the nesting colonies of cliff face Pokemon, whose generations of occupation had hollowed the soft stone into a community that could not simply relocate. The erosion was mechanical, the winter swells arriving at the cliff base at exactly the angle most effective for undercutting the rock's weaker strata, the sea doing what the sea does when the geometry works against you. Blastoise had been watching the erosion for 2 seasons and had identified the point at which it could actually do something, and that point coincided with the week that Swampert arrived to assess the same geological survey data, and they met at the cliff base during a calm period and agreed almost immediately on the approach. Armor the cliff's most vulnerable strata at the wave contact zone with a layer of material that would absorb the wave energy rather than transmit it to the rock behind. The material was the loose boulder fields at the cliff's base, material the sea had already delivered that needed only to be positioned. Swampert worked underwater, using his enormous arms and earthquake to shift the largest boulders from their scattered positions into a configured barrier at the rock face, a construction project in the surf zone that used Swampert's exceptional combination of physical strength and seismic sensitivity to place each boulder where the wave energy patterns said it would be most effective. Blastoise worked from above and from the cliff base alternately, using hydropump at angles calculated to move the smaller and medium boulders into the gaps in Swampert's barrier, the powerful water jet serving as a high-precision placement tool that could direct 200-kilogram boulders with a precision no purely physical effort could match. They worked through 3 tidal cycles, retreating from the cliff base when the swell came in and returning on each low water window, and when the third tidal cycle ended, the barrier at the cliff's most vulnerable section was complete, sufficient to change the wave energy transmission through the winter season and by the cliff face and the nesting colonies above it, the seasons they needed. The sea came in on the first full swell after the barrier was complete and hit it, and the energy went into the barrier instead of the cliff face, and the cliff above was still, and the nesting Pokemon were still in their hollows, undisturbed. And Blastoise and Swampert watched from the cliff top in the particular quiet of having done something that will not be remembered as an event, but will matter as the reason a community of Pokemon got to stay in their homes for another generation, which is often the best kind of thing to do.